Good morning, everyone. My name is Ariana, and today we're here at the Seodaemun Independence Park. The Seodaemun Independence Park lives up to its name, full of monuments that represent the struggles people had to go through and the fights that led to independence of the country. We can use them to live a little bit of history that could go by us if we don't pay attention. Even though the park opened in 1992, the structures that we can find in it are much older. And as an example, we have the Independence Hall that was actually founded in 1407 during the Joseon dynasty to receive the Chinese envoy, but it was destroyed by Japanese imperialism to oppress any attempt of Korean independence. It was restored not so long ago in 1997. An example of this fight for independence is Yoo Won-sun. Yoo Won-sun was a Korean activist that fought for the independence of Korea until her death. When she was little, she was considered a very intelligent child that could memorize Bible passages after hearing them just once. Another structure that is older than the park will be our main focus today. The Independence Gate was built as a symbol of, Korean independence. It resembles l'Arc de Triomphe in Paris, and the collection to create said monument was made by the Independence Association. This association was established by Seo Jae-pil, one of the most important figures related to this topic. Not only was he one of the founding fathers of this association, but he was also behind the first privately owned Korean newspaper, The Independent, founded in 1896. He was, as you might have anticipated by everything I have said this far, behind the building of this gate. And there he still remains, quite literally, as there is where his statue is situated in the park. But this gate also has a dark past, one full of legends that talk about it being haunted. First of all, even before the gate was built, the region where it's situated was once infested with man-eating tigers that preyed on lone merchants, and those who escaped the claws and fangs of the great beast sometimes found themselves at the mercy of thieves and highwaymen. Even its completion, on November 20th, 1897, was surrounded by misfortune, as the funeral of the Korean queen, who had been assassinated, was held the following day. This started the rumors that the area was haunted by no other than goblins, who would prey on the Korean men with the intent of cutting their top knots and trying to lure their prey to their death. One dark night, not long ago, a certain Korean was compelled to pass that neighborhood, and by the time he had gone beyond the arc, just at this point, sure enough, a goblin appeared on the scene. And there was no escape from the being. He concluded to attack it, so grasping a stout stick he had in his hand, he aimed at the eye and struck with all his might. Mutual explanations followed, for the goblin turned out to be only an inoffensive villager from beyond the Peking Pass, who was coming into town in the dark with a lot of wood on his back and a smoking pipe. But this is not the darkest thing that has happened in the area, and this leads us to the next place. For nearly 4 decades, thousands of Koreans were imprisoned here for their efforts to gain Korea's independence from Japan. Many lost their lives within the prison's walls. This whole park is truly a memorial to everyone who fought to achieve this objective that were so hard to accomplish but so worth it. This is also represented in 2 of the other monuments. The Declaration of Independence monument filled with the 33 names of independence activist leaders, and the verse of Independence Declaration engraved in the wall, and the Patriotic Martyr Monument. Lastly, we get to the newest building of the park, the Lee Jinas Memorial Library. Even though this building keeps a sad story between its walls, it also has a story of love. The Lee Gina's Memorial Building was opened in 2005 on Lee Gina's birthday as a memorial made by her parents because of love for their beloved daughter. The girl died at a young age in an accident, and as a way to remember her, his father donated money to contribute to the building of this library because that's what his daughter loved most, reading. These are some of the stories this beautiful park has. Do you know any more of them? Comment them down below. This was the Seodaemun Independence Park. I hope that when you come here, you think about the stories we learned today about independence, freedom, love, and maybe even about going. Thank you very much. I hope I'll see you again.